Hello you guys, long time no see, and this is quite an interesting setting because I am actually at the airport. I am looking to get on my first flight in about 2.5, almost 3 years. So the last flight I took was in February of 2020, probably like most people, and Hong Kong hasn't really been open to traveling, but it's been quite some time since I last saw my family, so I thought I would bite the bullet and get on it. And it's so surreal to be here. I have no idea what I'm doing. I used to like travel once every 2 months, but there's a first time for everything once again. It's kind of weird that there are absolutely no stores that are open, apart from like the eateries, but no shopping, no nothing. And it's kind of like a ghost town in the airport, and I've kind of never seen this place like this before, but I guess this is how COVID has come to be in this city. So I'm going to probably just head off straight to my gate and sketch and chat a little bit about what this trip is all about. There are very few people currently in the airport, and it's so bizarre. All right, it is pretty hot in here, and I think it's mainly because of the sunlight that's streaming through. But I did just check out where my gate is, and we're not that far away from it. But I really wanted to have a view more a little bit closer to the window because I kind of want to see what's going on. And at the same time, it gives me a lot of options when I'm trying to sketch something. So I am excited to do it. It'll be my first ever sketch at the airport, mainly because I picked up this sketching interest during COVID. So prior to that, what I did during these times was honestly work. So it's actually a breath of fresh air to be able to take my time and just enjoy. All right, in the meantime, let me just show you what I managed to bring through out of my carry-on. I did actually pack a bunch of art supplies, and I'm just gonna kind of unbox that when I'm home, mainly because I really don't know if what I pack is actually going to be stuff that I use. So I just want to give it maybe like a few days and then see what I actually pull out of my bag. But yeah, so I just got this backpack. It's called the Brevite jumper, Brevite. But I saw it online, and I was mainly looking for a backpack that is able to hold a tripod on the lower part, and it's really hard to find that in a good size for women, especially for petite girls like me. So when I saw this option, I just kind of jumped at the chance, gave it a shot. It comes with this front pouch that's quite big. This is not a review, I promise. Maybe if it's useful, I'll do this another time. But this is an A5 size sketchbook, and I'm actually really surprised that it fits in the front pocket because it just shows you how big it is. I don't know the properties of this sketchbook actually. I was gifted this sketchbook by my friend Jared. So I believe this is 100% cotton. But I also have not tried sketching at all at this, so we'll find out very soon. And then I've got my pencil here with me to sketch. I do have my art toolkit with me, so the usual watercolors and everything. And I've got a water brush, so I actually did pack it in the Ziploc with my hand sanitizer, because I don't know if they're gonna be strict about liquids or whatnot, but apparently not, so I probably didn't even need to pack it all in an extra Ziploc bag, but you know, with traveling, it's always stressful. There's always a lot of moving parts, so anything that can kind of ease your mind off a little bit just do it. It doesn't cost you much to do it. My trusty water brush, I only brought one on in my favorite size, just in case they want me to like discard water or something. So that, got my white, Chinese white that I'm gonna put back here. Probably not gonna use it. And I have got my spritzer. So I am just gonna spritz, as usual, my watercolor palette while I sketch, and I'm just gonna let this really like soak in so that when I'm sketching, the watercolors will be good to go. So I think I've got everything with me. The view is just wonderful. I think I came here at the right time of the day. It is 5:21 p.m. currently. So it is a very nice golden hour-y kind of day, even though it's a bit hazy today, so you don't really see a super clear view, but I'll take it. I mean, like, it's not every day you kind of get to sit at the airport and just sketch, right? Like, you have to have a flight booked to actually do that. So I'm gonna stop yapping now, and we're just gonna start sketching. Oh wait, I didn't even tell you what we're gonna sketch. So I'm thinking of sketching some of those planes over there, and I don't know if I'm gonna focus on that or if I'm gonna do a big kind of like wide angle sketch. But yeah, sitting here at the terminal looking at that just reminds me of the James Gurney video, the airplane one that went like super viral. I am pretty sure mine is not gonna go viral like his, but it is gonna be so fun to try and see what he did and just marvel at his skills once again, because James Gurney is our senpai and we worship him, or we have a huge strong admiration for him.
I'm starting out with a pencil sketch because I wanted to make sure that I got the proportions right. And the reason for this is mainly to make the drawing a little bit more accurate and not so much realistic, but for it to read well as a plane, because we do have a rough sense in our head on how the proportions of a plane work in regards to its length as well as its height. And the way I'm doing that is I'm just taking out my pencil, I'm measuring it from the tip, I'm taking the kind of height of the plane as one unit, and when I compare it to my pencil, it's from the edge of the wooden shavings towards the pencil body as well as the tip, and then I'm just trying to put that up eye level, proportionate, and figuring out how much of those units is the length, and I figured out it was 5 units, so that's just what I put down. It's quite simple really, it takes a few seconds and it makes the drawing that much better. So apart from the plain details, or the plain outline rather, because I want to leave the details for the watercolor, I am also adding the other plain elements. For example, the staircase that I'm seeing the crew put up right here in front, mainly because the elements that are moving tend to move a little bit quicker and they might disappear by the time I decide to watercolor it in, which is actually the case. So I wanted to get those details in first because they are at a higher risk of it being moved around, and then I'll add just some really soft outline of the mountains and the horizon line, and I'm ready to go into watercolor mode. To kick off the watercolor stage, I thought I would first spritz the page with some water, and the reason for that is because I wanted the surface to be as damp as possible, so that when I put in some colors, the edges will kind of bleed into one another. And it also helps that I'm also using a water brush and I'm able to squeeze out a little bit more water each time. But I just wanted the first layer of this sketch to be really soft. And even though it's my first time using this sketchbook, I am aware that this is 100% cotton, or I think it is. And I actually think the paper handled it really well. It didn't buckle at all, or it didn't even like shift around at all while I'm putting down the layers of colors. And you can see that the edges there, they really do quite blend in really softly with one another, which is exactly what I want and exactly how I want it to look. You can see that I'm also kind of using my hands right there just to maybe wipe off a little bit of the sketch, because when the colors are a little bit damp, I kind of got the colors on the back of my hand and it kind of got brought over to the the ground area right there, but it's nothing that a little water and tissue paper can't fix because you just spritz the area, wet the area, either with the spray or the water brush, and you can basically just lift that color back up and you can blend over the other colors really smoothly just with the brush and just pulling the color back and forth. And now after putting in all the light details, I wanted to start going into the more solid colors, the more dark opaque colors. And I'm doing this by putting little marks for the windows. I tried to write out Cathay Pacific, which is the plane that I'm looking at with my water brush, but it's impossible. So I just kind of eluded that with the dots, vertical dots really, which is a shorthand for English or for the Roman alphabet. And then I just added in more of the details, sort of like the shadows of the poles, the logo that's on the tail of the plane right there, the shadows of the plane itself, and also some cargo that was just chilling kind of on the side. And I thought that it was a nice balance element to add to the front left part of the painting, so I just added it right there. Not a lot of detail. And finally, at the end, I decided that the shadow of the plane wasn't dark enough because this paint was keying super brightly. So I just wanted to add that in, layer in an extra color or an extra shade of purple shadow, and we are done with the sketch.
So in case I haven't explained what was going on with me and this trip, is I am actually going home for the first time to see my family because I haven't seen them at all since COVID. And my family currently lives in Indonesia while I am working here alone in Hong Kong. So it's, it's a little bit of a journey to go back and forth, but I think after a few years, it does warrant some travel, doesn't it? So actually, the real tea here is that my mother and my brother do not know that I'm arriving today. So I kind of hatched this plan with my father that I'm actually going to surprise them. My father's gonna drive them off for dinner, and then on their way back home, they're just gonna do a detour to the airport, and they're just gonna pick me up. So he has all the flight details, but the rest of my family, nobody else knows that I'm coming today. So I've been dead quiet on social media. Which is not that hard either because I'm honestly not super active there, but it's really exciting to see their reactions, or I hope my father records their reactions on the way to the airport because I'll be on the air and not be able to see any of their reactions. But I'm quite excited to see how they will perceive my sudden arrival. Hopefully it's in a good way. Alright, and that's it. We now have a finished sketch and I'm quite happy with it. I think it captures the softness of the light that you see right there. Actually, can't even catch it right in the background there. And it's, I think I'm just going to be able to start off this vacation with a really good sketch to begin with. And thank you so much again for tuning in, you guys. I'm going to hop on my plane really, really soon, and I'm quite excited for what's to come and to bring you on the adventures along with me. But most importantly though, I am really excited to be reunited with my family again. And we have some trips planned, so I can't wait to go around and sketch with them. In that case, I'm just gonna leave you right here. Thank you again for watching till the end of this. As always, happy sketching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!